Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
Do you have absolute certainty about how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked?
That I'm not the only one having technical difficulties here today. Vincent, oh, right. I think that everyone's coming together right now. Welcome to The Real Raw. I am honored and privileged to have you all here with us today. We are privileged. Vince, there we go. I know the past few days with the storm, we've had some wonky Wi-Fi in my area here. So welcome Carol, Edward, Bill, and Christina. If you hang tight with us just a moment, Mr. Calgi will be here. I see audio connecting. Has anyone but me had wonky Wi-Fi this week, at least on this coast? Jersey people. No, been good? Okay.
I think we're good, yeah.
Well, it is always fun managing that, but right now I'm grateful. Let me ask you this. So Bill, Edward was sharing his vision and a trajectory he's on, and as we're getting connected here, and we're gonna share more about you in just a moment. But
hey, Gina Ricci. Hey, we had a little bit of technical difficulty. My apologies, guys. Let's get rocking and rolling here. Sorry for the delay. Awesome. It is Trajectory Tuesday, Gina Ricci. We got some amazing people. Thank you again for your patience. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate you guys enormously. So who do we have?
Yes, we have extraordinarily impactful people. Sean, Miss Christina Hall joining us, a solopreneur, a solo practitioner, an attorney out of Hempstead, New York. Sean focused on connecting deeply with her clients. She's currently sharing her mastery in training her associates to take over upon her retirement. 30 years, wills, trust, family law, and so much more in the legacy that she's leading. Welcome, Christina Hall, to The Real Raw.
Hey, Christina, how are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here. So, Christina, what's the fun fact for you?
A fun fact is that I've been a jazz singer for 40 years. On top of
that is
being
a very
lawyer.
fun fact.
On top of being a lawyer, yes.
So, what's your favorite jazz song to sing?
Oh, probably everything that Ella Fitzgerald ever sang. And
what's your favorite Ella Fitzgerald song?
the best one is I'm a little lamb who's longing to be, what is it? Someone to watch over me. I have to go through the lyrics in order to remember the names of the song.
That's awesome. So, and Christine, what type of law do you practice?
I do mostly immigration.
Nice. Well, thank you for being here today. Ready to have a little bit of fun?
Yes, how lovely.
Awesome. Thank you, Christina. G-Money, who we got?
We have another incredible attorney, married, 4 children, living in Kinnelon, New Jersey. Sean Callaghy, certified by the New Jersey Supreme Court as a civil trial attorney, and author, creator, The Domino Theory, lecturing on trial techniques, cross-examination, and another book, 2, just came out last week, Domino Theory 2. Welcome, Edward Capozzi, to The Real Raw.
Ed, what the heck is happening? How are you? This
I'm
is like
good.
a shocking surprise. We're doing amazingly. Honor and privilege to have you here today. Having a lot of fun. So what's a fun fact besides the fact of you are an author, or have been officer, and I think president, right, of NJAJ New Jersey? Is that correct?
Yeah, I just, my sentence ended on June 11th, so I'm now the immediate past president of NJAJ, so I'm a happy guy.
Well, congratulations for that. What's your fun fact?
Well, my fun fact is, I don't know if you know this, Sean, but when I started out as a trial lawyer, I started out in Philadelphia, and I kind of learned the trade down there in Philadelphia. But then I had a son who was in school up in New Jersey at the time, and he was a senior in high school, and I had kind of been apart from him throughout his, he played a lot of sports, and I wanted to see him play. So I wanted to get work for a firm as close as I could to Yankee Stadium, because I'm a big Yankees fan. And my first employer was Hala Jaludi, who's your partner. And Hala gave me the opportunity to try cases, which a lot of firms won't do. And I owe a lot of my success to her because of that, because she believed in me at the time. So I'll always be in debt to her for that.
Yeah, amazing. And she speaks so highly of you. And Ed, you might have some interest in, and maybe you know about it already, what we're doing with the AFB, the American Foundation for the Blind. I'm on the board. We're running their gala, the co-host, and it's coming up in a month. And we will be unfolding some Yankee legends that'll be there. And I mean legends, not sort of legends. And we already have Lee Steinberg, who is Jerry Maguire. And we have just today, Eric Dickerson, NFL Hall of Famer, who is, I think, third in the all-time rushing list. He and I just got off the phone about 2 hours ago, and he's coming to the gala, and we're going to cross
No way.
No way. You know I'm coming, right, Sean?
I didn't know this. You're coming? I love this.
Yeah, I'm coming. I already, Hala sold me. And believe me, I'm a busy guy, and it took a lot, but I did it, so I'll be there.
Well, brother, thank you, and I look forward to it. And there's a ton to catch up on, so it's going to be absolutely. We're sourcing A-list music act at this point, and we'll be announcing that hopefully within the week, and it's going to be crazy. So Ed, thank you for being here. Christina, thank you both as participants. We got rock stars here today, Gina, and who do we have as judges? And by the way, guys, we're working on my tech. My apologies, I'm having real tech problems. That on my end. So sorry about that, not being on camera. We've had more than 3,000 people on the Real Raw since we began a little over a year ago. So thank you for joining that club of 3,000 professional athletes, best-selling authors, top people in their fields like you fine folks. So thank you for being here. And Gina, who are our judges?
And Sean, we have actually, Mr. Capozzi is going to be a judge, but the next participant, this son of his mom who's taking over the business. Saratoga Benefits, a women-owned business that he's supporting his mother in, growing, accelerating, and doing all kinds of things, is here with us today from Morristown, New Jersey, Mr. Bill Webb. Welcome to The Real Raw.
Woo!
Thank you, Gina.
Bill, how are you? Thank you so much for being here today.
Very well. Thanks for having me, Sean.
Yeah, awesome, man. Hey, so what's a fun fact?
So a fun fact, I guess, is being from New Jersey. I guess most people won't think of it as a surfing capital, but I'm big on board sports. I've been surfing since I was about 8 years old, and I was out there this weekend during the hurricane, and so I've been surfing for many years. So that's my fun fact.
Bill, if I was on camera, you would see my mouth agape at this moment, Bill. Where were you surfing this weekend?
Long Beach Island. So my grandparents have a place down there. So yeah,
wait,
down in LBI. Yep.
What town?
Beach Haven.
What street?
Pelham Avenue.
Okay, I was surfing on Rosemma in Holgate during the hurricane this weekend myself, and I was surfing.
Oh
LBI.
wow! Well, so on Sunday I was down there by about 4 blocks from the wooden jetty, so down right by the end.
Oh my God!
Oh,
So,
right
Bill,
here, yeah.
it's an honor. Yeah, listen. So we got to surf. I was out there surfing this morning at sunrise.
Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
unbelievable. It was clean. It was beautiful. So, Bill, thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to having some fun today. Thank you.
How cool is
Absolutely. Thanks
that?
for having me.
Unbelievable, Gina. And by the way, Bill, I am blind. I don't know if that's like something that you know. So I'm the mad LBI blind surfer. So yeah. So Gina, yeah.
I didn't know that was
So,
your
Gina,
nickname, Sean, the Mad LBI
Yeah.
Blind Surfer. I love it.
Yes, I think I just coined it right now. So which way are we going?
All right, next we have another beautiful, extraordinary, heart-centered woman, Miss Carol Golden, joining us from Tampa, Florida. Sean, wait till I tell you the name of her book. It is incredible. How to Not Tear Your Family Apart: 3 Simple Steps to Help Your Family and Aging Parents Plan a Financially Stable Future. And it's coming out in October. So she's an author, she's an attorney, recognized as one of the foremost thought leaders. A financial leader. And she's with us today. Welcome, Carol. Welcome to The Real Raw.
Carol, full of rock stars today from the New Jersey area, I see. So thank you for being here. And what is your fun fact besides that you're saving families from being torn apart over money?
I think probably that I started my career as an international translator.
Nice. And what were you translating?
French to English estate law.
Wow.
Absolutely unbelievable. So love that. Awesome. Appreciate you. And I could just share that the work that you do, Carol, is so obviously impactful, powerful, and matters in the world, because even the smallest things, we lost my grandmother a few years back, and she's one of the, we have 5 houses in our family in that area of Long Beach Island. I was just discussing with Bill, and even the process of it, and everybody gets along wonderfully, just the process of what's going to happen with the house and what pictures are going to stay where and what's even going to get redecorated creates so much tension, stress, emotional dynamics. So the work that you do is so vital. And thanks for not only doing the work, but for caring about its impact, and really appreciate it, Carol.
Thank you.
Yeah, amazing. And like, if you had a dream in the space of estate planning and family dynamics, what would it be?
That generationally, more families who are not as lucky as you to have 5 homes in one area started to just think about the impact that longevity is having on our society. All generations are living longer and taking care of ourselves, taking care of them. If you don't think about it, don't talk about it, it does tend to tear a family apart. Nobody knows what they're in charge of. Nobody knows how to help. And they certainly don't know how all of this needed care is going to be paid for. So it can get very difficult.
Yeah, creates an enormous vacuum of leadership. And, we all struggle with our survival brain or being rejected and failing and all kinds of things. So, Carol, thanks for being here, and let's have some fun today.
Thank you.
Gina, who we got?
We are ready to rock, Sean Callagy. Are you ready to rock?
I am ready to rock. So give me our participants and judges again, real quick. So Ed and Carol
Hall.
are our judges, and Christina and Bill are our participants.
That's exactly right.
All right, let's have some fun. So here's how this works. This whole thing is about how we go from hello to yes as a superpower. Each of you are people with enormous influence, but I ask this, does Oprah Winfrey have more? And the answer is, of course, Bruce Springsteen, Eric Dickerson, the NFL, Lee Steinberg. And I'm not claiming anybody here wants more influence, but there's a science and a formula to how, and most of you have tremendously more influence than the average American. Your top 1%ers, guaranteed in the state of influence you have. Some of you that are here today are 0.1%ers, some are 0.01%ers. And if you think of how that translates just economically, and this is not about economics purely, but it's not about economics, it's about impact, it's about fun, it's about creating dynamics for fundraising and charities. But if you think of it this way, if you're in the top 1% in income in the US, in the top 1 percentile, 99th percentile, you make $400,000 a year. If you're in the top 0.1%, 1 in 1,000, you make 1.7 million. If you're in the top 0.01%, 1 in 10,000, you make 7.8 million. And if you're in the 0.001%, 1 in 100,000, you make $56 million per year. Those are real numbers. What's the difference? How does somebody get to those places? And that money could be translated into impact. See Mother Teresa, see Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, you name the person of immense influence. That same translation applies from money to overall impact. And it's all rooted in influence, knowing what to do with it, and getting ourselves to use it. And this is just our fun way of bringing that forward. Because I tell you this, I was a Columbia University undergraduate. I was an honors law school graduate. Nobody ever told me that. They told me how to recite geography. I took history of the Ottoman Turks at Columbia. I read Homer. I took classes in Alfred Hitchcock movies. But nobody told me that the superpower of influence created everything in our marketing, in our selling, in our managing, in our leading, in our recruiting, in our fundraising, all of it. And I've also had the unique privilege of raising millions of dollars for charity, $3 million raised this year for the American Foundation for the Blind. And we're just getting started because we're partnering with people of influence and compounding its effect. So where does that all start? How do you have these conversations? That's what we do every day here on The Real Raw. And a lot of times people are like, well, only 3 minutes? Only 3 minutes? Yeah, sometimes you have 1 minute to open somebody's listening. How do you do it in that time? And we're not pitching, we're not hooking, we're not closing, we're not overpowering. This is not Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort, straight line selling. How do you overpower people that are weaker? This is how do you open the listening of people integriously to cause things in the world. So Gina, who's going first?
Let's have Bill Webb go first. What do you say, Bill Webb?
Sounds good to me.
All right, Bill, amazing. Who would you like Gina to be? She could be your ideal client. Heck, she could be the president. Anybody that you like to get a yes from about something that matters to you. So who would you like Gina to be?
Yeah, so I guess I would say, Gina, let's go with a business owner who's having trouble retaining, attracting employees.
Amazing. Gina, you got some trouble. Take us in, Gina.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, so
Ring.
hello, this is Bill.
Hi, Bill. This is Gina. How are you today?
Hi, Gina. How you doing? I appreciate you taking my call today. I'm following up to our meeting. We had met a couple weeks back at a networking event, and I wanted to follow up with you. You had mentioned you were having some trouble with finding new talent and some new employees that are up to snuff with your business, and I know you're trying to grow. So I wanted to follow up, tell you a little bit about myself, my business, and see if it would be possible for you and I to see if there's any synergies and if we can help you out and help your business in any way in the future. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, you got like 2 minutes. Share a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So let me just tell you a little bit about my company and what we do. First of all, our focus largely is on education. we're a health insurance broker. We work with small, mid-sized businesses to help implement employee benefits plans from health insurance, dental, vision, all of that stuff. But we don't really stop there. These things are expensive for both the employer and the employee. And in our experience, there's just not the education for the employees there for the value, for you to get the value out of the plan. So what separates us and makes us different is that we work with you and your employees to make sure that they understand their health plan so that they can be better healthcare consumers and make better decisions when it comes to their healthcare plan. We also focus on working with companies like yours who are maybe a little smaller, not those big Fortune 500 companies, to give you guys a robust benefit offering that, again, has value to your employees. So as a small business ourselves, we understand, what your employees are looking for in that relationship that you guys have. So is this something that, you think your employees would value, or something that you think, you would be interested in for you and your company?
Well, let me ask you this. Is this something you think will help employees want to work here? Is it something that will help it, be more attractive to people to be here? Because I do want to hear more, and I'd like to know the answer to that.
Yes, absolutely. So, statistically speaking, a benefits offering is almost always helps attract an employee to your company. And with the labor market as it is today, it's something that your potential prospects are really looking at and knowing to ask about when they're in an interview or thinking about accepting a job. So I think, having a robust benefit plan, something that fits your company, is really something that will help you get some better candidates and retain the employees that you have now. And in addition, a lot of the clients that we work with. Oh, are you getting another call?
I'm getting another call. I'm sorry, I have to go, and my time is up right now. But
Gina, four more employees just quit in the last 5 minutes. We got to take a quick call. People are freaking out.
They're dropping like flies, Bill. I got to go.
All right, thank you for your time, Gina.
Bill, excellent job, man. We're going to get to the judges in a minute.
Thank you.
Yes, G Money. Let's kick it over to Christina. Christina, who would you like Gina to be?
We had talked about it before, about a client perhaps calling back, a potential client calling the office.
A potential client calling with immigration needs?
I do a lot of work, but immigration is my focus. I do
okay, so what would you like Gina? Would you like Gina to be a potential immigration client or some other type of client?
Anything other than tax attorney.
Cool. All right, Gina, let's go with this. Gina is getting deported back to Italy. So Gina, you're getting deported. Yes, take us in.
Okay, perfect. Hello, Christina?
Yes. Now, what is your situation right now, and are you detained?
I am detained, and they're looking to send me back within the week. What?
If you are,
I'm freaking out.
If you are detained, we have to get you out right away. We have to make sure we get somebody to bond you immediately. Do you have any immediate relatives or friends who could pay for a bond?
Oh boy. Not that could come up with that kind of money.
Well, it's ownership of something. Do you know somebody who owns a house? Do you know somebody who owns a car? This can pay for a bond, because we have to get you out of detention back here so you can come to my office and we can have a leisurely conversation, and I can get to the crux of your actual needs. So please tell me who you have who owns a house.
I mean,
or a
okay,
car.
I mean, I can think of a couple aunts and uncles.
Okay, and we can get in touch with them, and you'll give me their numbers, and you'll call them as well, because you're not allowed that many calls from detention. So what I'll do is I will call them. This is before you give me any retainer. I will call them and make sure we can bond you out. And as soon as I do that, and I'm
what would you
very
say
successful in doing that.
Well, does it look like, since I have like another minute, like if I was sitting there with you, what does it look like?
If you were sitting here with me,
yeah,
what I would say is, okay, now we have to write down every reason why you need to stay in the United States. We have to do that together because we're a team. I'm an attorney, but we are a team. It's not just me doing the work. It's both of us doing the work because we want to make sure that you get what you need. That's my goal. And I know it's yours.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So the next step is for me to get a message out. You're going to call my aunt. I'm going to call my aunt. And then what?
And then we're going to get you bonded out, get a fiance and get you bonded out and back into society, but not only back into society, but on the closest train or plane or bus to my office so that we can leisurely discuss what you need.
Okay.
Hey,
Perfect.
Gina.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry to interrupt. You got a quick phone call, Gina. You had a quick phone call from Uncle Don Corleone. He said some people owe him a favor, and just give him a call.
Okay, I gotta go, Christina. I have somebody.
And he said his nephew Ed Capozzi is ready to help out as well.
Hey, now we're talking.
All right, good.
That's
I'm in close contact with Ed right now.
That's teamwork.
So while we're talking
you,
about Mr. Ed Capozzi, thank you, Christina. Ed, so what do you have? We need 30 seconds of feedback, 15 seconds on what worked, 15 seconds on what could be optimized, and maybe, let's start right there with Christina and a score on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like earth-shattering. So Ed, what do you have?
Well, I would hope that you would have some more energy. You seem very monotone. I also, there has to be a better pitch regarding about a bond. I mean, these people are in prison or they're being detained, I assume, in a prison or a jail. And what if they don't know anybody that can bond them out?
If they don't know anybody, then what we have to do is suggest possibilities. And some of the possibilities can be people who are willing to help out, some organizations who are willing to help out those
now,
people who don't have that.
Why wouldn't you go to that jail and meet them there?
Because usually it's in Louisiana or Kentucky or the other side of Denver. And
why? Where are they coming in? Are you assuming they came in across the border? What if they were detained in Newark? I know there's a federal.
What happens is when people go into detention, they send them all over the country. They don't just keep them in the spot where they arrested them. They send them.
So let's ask. Let's have Ed. What would be your score then, Ed? Thank you, Christina. Ed, what would be your score?
6.
Oh God.
Ed, Carol. Let's go, Carol. Carol, what did you have for Christina?
Well, I think one of the very positives, Christina, is you immediately focused on her problem, not on who you were. You didn't go into any kind of why you're who you are and do what you do. You immediately focused on her and her issue. I have to agree with Ed that you could ask your basic question. Can someone bail you out? Because what I got from this call is that's essential in starting the process. And when she didn't know anybody, I thought it was good that you dug around a little and suggested somebody who she might call rather than an organization.
And your score for Christina?
I would say she was a 7 because she probably was helping this woman at least understand the process.
Yeah, nice. Thank you for that, Carol. Carol, how about what you have for Bill?
Well, Bill, I felt went the other way. Bill was telling this person about what he could do for them, but he didn't say to her, what do you think is causing this turnover? And how he's going to help should have come after he made her or him express the need, because he's filling the need before he's got this person admitting to need.
And your score for Bill is?
I think Bill was 6. We're kind of mean for each other, aren't we?
Yeah, this is like this is like super. We do this every day. This is like Ed and Carol are channeling their inner Simon Cowellness. Like we're looking for Paul Abdul to like pop onto the show. I'm totally kidding. You guys are amazing. Amazing. 3,000 people have been on here. It's so interesting to see the different dynamics every day. And Ed, obviously, as a trial attorney that he is fully present to that reality and the energy that can be created in different jurors and assessors. So cool stuff. Ed, what do you have for Bill?
Bill, I think you have a great product there. Benefits are actually very important, and you have a really smooth delivery. You seem really sincere, so I liked all of those things. One thing I think you forgot to talk about, though, was how do you do it? You talk about educating these employees, but how? How do you do it? And how can you do it in a way that will keep them from quitting a job? So I don't know if it was just the way I thought. Did you just make up that company, or is this the company that you work for? Because I didn't think the two fit each other. Like I don't think benefits are that important that someone's not going to quit a job unless they're just no benefits. But
and your score for Bill is
8.
Nice. Well, thank you, Ed. Thank you, Carol. So listen, both Bill and Christina, awesome job. Thank you for your courage and vulnerability. Now we like to have a little bit more fun at the end of this thing. And I'm going to jump into the hot seat where Bill and Christina just were. And Ed, would you be up for setting a scenario for me to put me on the hot seat? I've been asked to be President Biden, President Trump, a lemonade salesperson, the person looking to buy off of somebody who just got the last ticket on an airline to get home. I've had to go from hello to yes in a marriage proposal for immigration purposes in 3 minutes. You name it, we've done it. We've even been in like the fantasy world where I had to be Darth Vader talking to Padme in some time warp. Yes, and even last week, I, with the former person named Craig, who was Axl Rose's personal assistant on the road, so we did this dozens of times. I had to talk to Axl Rose with Craig as Axl to talk him into going on stage in Columbia with 80,000 people freaking out because he was already 2 hours late. Or I could just be a regular, scenario. So Ed, would you want to set a scenario and put me in the hot seat, or you want to pass that off to Carol to do?
I'll pass it off to Carol.
All right, Carol, what do you want to, what spot you want to put me in?
Okay. You are going to be able to testify in front of the Congress concerning the welfare of people who have experienced a health problem like coronavirus and have not been able to get the care they need. What do you tell them you want to have as a national effort?
Oh, Sean, you're muted.
We apologize, everybody. I believe we may have lost Mr. Sean Callaghy. We'll be right back in a moment as we try to get him back. Gina, we would like to ask you to drive for a little bit.
Well, Gina, he's actually in front of the Congress and he's going on. And he's convincing
He just
them
went to go in front of the Congress.
Yeah, right. And telling them that,
Working on
they
it.
got to get their act together, work together, because as a nation, we need to really take care of one another.
Yes. We must unify. We must, Carol. And he's done some extraordinary role play in that space. We had, like you said, Trump Biden role plays, and it's been extraordinary. So I think
Hey,
he's
Gina?
back.
Yep, Gina. Yep,
Yes.
we got blown off the line somehow. So, Carol, thank you for that. Carol, would you mind if we just altered your scenario? So you could either choose to be a Republican or Democratic congressperson. Then I'm in a one-on-one conversation with to change your position on COVID, just because we normally do a back and forth with a person as opposed to an overall talk. Would that be okay with you? We'd take your scenario, but just make it one-on-one instead of group. Is that cool?
Sure.
Okay. And would you like me to be a Democrat or Republican and you're the person on the opposite side? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'll be a Republican. You can be Democrat.
Okay, awesome. So, Senator Carol, I'm so appreciative to have this conversation. And just let me ask first, how is your family? Like, how are your loved ones in this incredibly complicated time?
I think that for the most part, they're concerned about the future. This was a lesson learned, and they're concerned about the future.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. And I really appreciate having the conversation. And may I ask you before we just drop in, I know we only have 3 minutes, and thank you so much for the time. And I know we're going to figure out if it makes more sense to have even more time together, which I hope that it does. We'll see, what's on your heart. But can I ask, putting aside all of the politics, the rhetoric, all of it, why did you get into politics from the beginning? What's on your heart? What's this about for you, Senator Carol?
I think it was about seeing the future, saying, what can I do in my little corner of the world to make sure that the next generation and the generation after that take care of our needs as a nation and are able to help other nations grow.
Yeah. And you know what's pretty crazy? I'm hearing your heart. I'm hearing your love and caring for people. You know what's crazy to me, though, Senator Carol?
What did you say?
Yeah, do you know what's crazy? Senator Carol, do you know what's crazy to me, though?
No, tell me.
I think that every single one of us on both sides of the aisle got into politics for exactly that same reason. Maybe 5% were for significance, power, money. They read The Prince by Machiavelli one too many times. But I don't think that's even close to the majority of us. But how did we get here? How did they get there in ancient Rome? How do we get here in every civilized society that creates abundance? And from that place, what I'm standing for and hoping for is we could just have dialogue that isn't filtered through the prism of 27 political problems and just simply look at the health of people in our great nation. And we live in a world where governors get vaccinated and then tell their constituents that you don't have to wear masks. In fact, they outlaw any public school mandating masks. Because you and I both know this is not about health. It's about politics. It's about politics on the left. It's about politics on the right. And I know we're out of time, but I know a person's heart when I feel it and see it, and I hope you know mine. I feel yours. I feel your integrity and your caring for people. And Senator Carol, what is at stake here for people is life and death. We had a 9/11 a day. And we had people that are caring and nice and intelligent to make money in America writing on Facebook that were counting drunk driving deaths as COVID deaths. They were counting heart attack victims that were unrelated to COVID as COVID deaths to exaggerate these numbers. These are delusional, insane moments of the creation of alternate realities for political purpose and gain, because people are watching CNN on the left, Fox on the right, and it's all a bunch of BS. What I would be honored to do, Senator Carroll, is to sit down and return to a space of bipartisanship for America. Would you grant me the honor of a 1-hour meeting so we could begin to unpack reality and create alignment for this nation? And who knows, maybe we can even be aligned on the reality that watching CNN and Fox is bad for Americans, whether you're on the left or the right. Who knows? But let's start with something we can agree upon, which is the health of Americans. How does that resonate, Senator Carroll, for you?
Well, I think it's where I started. So it sounds as if we both have in mind the same outcome. We will have to work towards that outcome together.
Thank you. Out of roll, Carol, how do we do with your scenario?
I think it's good. I think that's, I know a couple of senators who are on opposite sides of the aisle and who do work very well together, because, Sean, they very much do what you just suggested. They try to lead with their heart. They meet behind closed doors so they don't have to perform. They don't have to pontificate. They don't have to do stupid things. So I think working together, we would have probably found a good path to lay a new road.
Awesome. And thank you for that. So, Carol, how was your time with us on the Real Raw today? I know we had a few technical difficulties, but how did you feel about being here today?
It was fun, and I learned something.
No. Well, thank you. And you're extraordinary. Appreciate you very much. Mr. Ed Capozzi, trial attorney extraordinaire, leader of leaders. Thank you for being here. And how did you feel about the scenario?
It was interesting. You're a smooth talker. I'll give you that. A lot smoother than me. No, it was actually, I had a really good time. This was interesting for sure. Wasn't sure what to expect, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you. And you didn't get the full experience. I'd welcome everybody back. You know, we have my co-host, typically Jeannie, did a beautiful job. Bella is on vacation this week, and we had the technical difficulties. But truly, I think the distinction between smooth talking, and thank you for the compliment, because you hear a lot of people talk, brother. I thank you. And heart-centered, integrous influences, you know, when you believe what you're sharing. And every word I said there, I believe. You know, I truly do, and I love people, and I love that we're here. And man, I got, you know, a dad that can scream and throw bricks at the TV watching Fox News, and I got a mom, you know, that could throw bricks at CNN, and I just shake my head and go, "Oh, you guys kidding? Like, really? Are you kidding? Like, you believe in 99% of the same things. You love people, you love your family, you love America. Come on, man. Like, we're watching the WWF right here, or WWE today." So, Ed, thank you for being here. Appreciate you very much, and I look forward to doing more together. And I've had the privilege of meeting you, but heard so many great things about you. And thank you for being here, Ed.
Thanks, Sean. My pleasure. Thank you. And
Thank
to meet you all.
And Sean, I mean, Tony, can I just share what Tony said about you? Because when he put his hand on his heart and his hand on your heart, and Tony Robbins says there's no one that leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy, and if you're not following what he's up to, you ought to be. And saying that in front of 200 people at a Tony Robbins platinum event, and it's just mind-blowing what that really, really means and the impact that has, and definitely way beyond, you know, a smooth talker. So that kind of struck me, Ed. So I had to share that, because
I'll take smooth talker coming from Ed Capozzi. I'll take smooth talker, because that man is that man wrote a book about beautiful smooth talking, and it's amazing. And I seriously, I have so much respect, because he invented a new mechanism for getting people justice in their communication. And that is something to just put a flag in the ground. He has the superpower of influence, you know, and I know what he's saying. He's seen it all, heard it all, done it all. And the fact that he's here and feels that way, I'm honored. So it's awesome. And yeah, Tony Robbins did say that, and I'm also honored by that. We raised 1.7. I had the privilege of raising $1.7 million to save kids from sex trafficking in Tony's room in a half an hour on the microphone with some remarkable human beings. And I've learned a ton, and I'm here to share it with the world, so we can create impact in a huge way. And thank you guys again for being here for it. Bill, outstanding job. Great energy. Really appreciate you being here as well. How was your time here today?
It was great. It was great, Sean. I appreciate you having me. Met a neighbor, so that was good. And I don't do enough role playing, so it was nice to have a little practice with that and do it. So definitely something I want to do more of, and practice and get better at. So I appreciate you guys having me, and it was a really good experience.
Well, thanks, Bill. Appreciate you very, very much. Christina, love what you're up to. You're jumping in that seat of participant is not easy. You did a beautiful job, of course. I love 40 years as a jazz singer. We love to get to know people's hearts. That was fully present. And how was your time with us today?
Well, I thought it was wonderful, and I was so happy something happened. Ed brought out a great point. He said that I assumed that she came over the border. Not everybody knows that when they're detained, they can go to any prison in the country. Not everybody knows that. And I assumed that he knew that because people in my practice know that. And I was so thankful because it allowed me, I said, wait a minute, I didn't explain that. That was very important. And I appreciate you for having me for that reason alone.
Well, thank you, Christina. Beautiful job, brilliant job. And listen, the work that we're doing here in the world, this is Unblinded, this is the real raw. And what we say is that there is a formula that is controlling our money, our time freedom, and our magic, our impact. And it's the superpower of influence. It's knowing what to do with it and getting ourselves to use it. Those may sound like words, but I've put that science together for 2 decades plus. And when you hear some of the things are happening, I was just some blind lawyer from New Jersey 3 years ago, and stepping out with this formula. And I was very happy to be a business owner, not operator, and to be in the world of professional athletes, celebrities, authors, speakers, television personalities, and to realize that everybody wants the same thing. They just want more impact, or they want more time freedom. They want more love, more adventure, more magic, something to be more proud of. And that's the work that we're doing. So we'd love to continue the journey with you. There's more to be done here. We have all kinds of programs. We have sessions and seminars and galas and things. And so we'll thank you for being here. We dropped in the chat a gift for you, which is a book about the formula, what it is. That's our gift to you. Thank you for being here. And one of our teammates, our strategist, is going to reach out. You want to take that call. My partner, Adam Gugino, built his company from $3 million to $750 million. Inc. 500 magazine, 3 consecutive years. We have Peter Swain on our team, won Business Mastery 3 consecutive times. He's had meetings with some of the wealthiest people on the planet to create the Arabic internet. I mean, crazy things Peter has done. And we're here to create impact and work together. So really appreciate you guys. And we have a lot of fun saying a very simple thing. Gina Ricci, the challenge is it's all right here, but we're all blind.
Just learning to see. Bye, everyone.
Love you guys. Appreciate you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.